So hello everyone. Today, what we are going to look at it. So we will be delving into the world of data visualization and explore the different chart types that are available in Power BI. So data visualization, why data visualization, and what is data visualization tool? Data visualization is all about, right? We'll discuss that little later. It is an important or essential tool for understanding and communicating data effectively. Okay. And basically, by performing the data visualization, it helps us to convert the complex data sets into meaningful insights and patterns. So that helps us by doing the decision making, right? During the decision making, it is very much helpful. Let's start by understanding what data visualization is all about and why it is crucial. What is data visualization? Can someone tell me? So what is this is all about? What is data? Visualizing the data, that's all, right? Visualizing the data in the form of charts, or tables also sometimes, right? Chart, importantly charts. When you visualize the data in the form of charts, you will be able to gain the insights in a pretty fast manner rather than going through the data row by row or one page to another page in the case of Excel. Right. This will make your job pretty simple, which on the charts. Okay. In one liner, presenting the data in visuals like a bar chart, column chart, donut chart, or bubble chart is called your data visualization. Okay. So, okay, why do I need to do the data visualization? Okay, why should I use this one? Because as I told you, right, you can gain quick insights in a pretty fast manner and understand the trends, identify the anomalies, understand the customers' behavior, purchase behavior in a very interesting way. Okay. So we know that our brain process visuals much faster or better than any complex tabular forms or reports. Right? Our brain is not capable enough to understand the insights with the large amounts of text data or any other data at once. So in that kind of situation, the charts are really, really helpful. Okay, and look here in this case, when you look at this chart, this is a retail data here. Okay, we have plotted the sales or the revenue in terms of US dollar for the last 6 months, the aggregated revenue. So total sales, how much we made in Monday for the last 6 months, total sales, how much we made in the last 6 months, especially on Tuesdays. That is the data. We plotted it here. By looking at this, we are able to, so you just assume that, each month, in the case of Walmart or other, the big box retailers, the volume of the data are so humongous, isn't it? So let's assume that every month they have 1 billion records every month. If you add 6 months, it will be like a 6 billion records. Going through each and every month or week's data itself takes a lot of time. And on top, understanding the trend or pattern are pretty difficult. But when you see this one, you can make out quickly the trend. You can see the trend that weekend people are purchasing more, obviously. And especially if you look at the developed countries like USA and other countries, right? So there, both the parents, husband, wife, or the couples, they go to job. Weekdays, they don't have time to go to the malls. Weekends only they can spend time in visiting the malls to make purchase everything. So during weekdays, also there are sales. It doesn't mean weekdays no one visit. Even weekdays there are people they visit the mall. But weekends, the trend is last 6 months, we can see that the sales is more on weekends. Okay, and also you can see that Monday and Tuesday also it is kind of okay, but Wednesday and Thursday it is falling down, these sales. And then Friday it is gradually picking up, and Saturday and Sunday it is more. So with this, so this is the trend we can see that the last 6 month data put together, we can see this trend. So what can we do now? So now I understand the trend. Weekends, more people can visit my shop. That means you can stock up more items, right? So most frequently purchased items or right, those kind of items, if you stock up more, then it will improve the customer's experience or the customer shopping experience, which means when they walk into your shop, they will have the impression that, whatever the item they have it, as part of the list, that will be available in your shop. If that is not available, they'll get frustrated. Again, they need to go to another shop, right? They need to visit multiple shop. Now, even the customers are expecting, one-stop shop. If I go to this shop, everything should be available. If it is not, it's kind of frustrating. So Saturday, Sunday, you stock up more items. Okay, what other things that you can do it? So these are the action items. By seeing that you understood the insight, you got the insight, you understood the pattern, and what is the action that you take Saturday, Sunday? We are going to increase the inventory, especially for those items are purchased more frequently or regularly by the customers, right? And what are the things that you do it? And make sure that, Wednesday and Thursday, you don't stock up too much, because those days are, not much sales. And importantly, if you stock up the perishable items, you will end up with, loss, right? You will end up with the loss. Hence, maybe, right? So starting from Monday to Friday, you can reduce the inventory. Don't keep up too much. Maybe Friday you can ramp up. Friday onwards, you can start ramp up, so that you can cater to the customer's needs during Saturday and Sunday. But Monday through Thursday, let's say, right, don't stock up too much, like how you do it in weekends. Another thing is, yes, let's not hire too much of staffs during weekdays. Instead, we can deploy more number of staffs or sales staffs or someone in our store during weekends, so that they can help our customers if they have any queries. So what other things that you can so in this case, you are going to cut down the cost and stocking up, and at the same time, from the inventory point of view, from the staff point of view, and the weekend, the inventory point of view, right? When you increase the stock, you will obviously, that will leads to boost in sales and improve the customer's experience. Customer shopping experience very much important. They are not happy, obviously they will switch to your competitor. Okay, they go and buy it from you, they stop visiting your shop. That means, it is a, you are going to lose. Okay, so with this simple chart, we are able to gain the insight. With the help of the insight, we are able to come up with the action plan quickly. And also there is another visual here. Look here. The first one is a column chart. Second one is a horizontal bar chart. Column chart and horizontal bar chart. And if you see here, ratings, or not the ratings, sorry, the various factors. Which factors? Let's out of the 5 factors, which factors really influence my sales? The price. Obviously, the customers are price sensitive. The same brand, same product. For example, Surf Excel, right? So that is the one available in almost all the stores. In which store they give discount, or which store the cost is less, right? So obviously the price is one of the important factors for the customers to decide whether I'm going to purchase from the shop or not. And second important factor is ratings. Nowadays, customers are digital savvy. They want to, view the customers' reviews and feedbacks or ratings. Right, higher the rating, obviously, that will give them the confidence. Okay, more customers give a good rating. Better, I'll go and buy it from this shop or buy this product. Convincing. So by plotting the data in charts, we will help the management to help the management for decision making, right? So obviously, when they understand the price is the important factor, obviously they need to work more on their price. If you overprice or underprice, also problem. Underpricing will hit your margin. Okay, overpricing, obviously the customer will not buy. They will not walk into your store at all, right? Even if they walk in, they will compare the competitive price and they will walk out. They will not buy it. Okay, even if they buy it mistakenly, when they hear from their the friends or someone, right? You pay too much in that shop. The same product I buy it in other shop. So this is what the discount I got it. Next time, obviously, the customer walk into that shop instead of coming to your shop. Don't think just because they purchase, they will continue the business with you, right? So they may walk out also. So price is important. So by looking at this, we are able to gain the insights quickly. At the same time, it helps us to come up with the action plan in a pretty fast manner rather than going through the feedback given by the customers in the form of text or feedback card. Feedback given by the customers or in the form of unstructured data, right? It's a text data, very difficult. But in that case, right, this one will charts can help them to gain the insights quickly. With that insights, they'll be able to come up with the action plans in a pretty fast manner. Next one is why do I need to do the data visualization? Why should I do that? Like I said earlier, right? You are able to understand the trends, like weekends, the patterns, trends and patterns. Weekend we can see an increase in sales, and last 6 months we can see the pattern that Saturday and Sunday the sale is more, Thursday and Friday the sales is less. And when it comes to this one, price is an important factor to determine the customers to buy, to proceed with buying the product from you or not, right? What factors influence customer behavior? That's what we discussed. And identify latest trend, predict sales volume, determine which areas require attention or improvement, something like that, right? Next one, so now we understood. So what is data visualization? Visualizing the data or presenting data in the form of charts, bar chart, column chart, horizontal bar chart or column chart or pie chart, donut chart. A lot of charts are available. So with that chart, we can gain the insights quickly. And why we need to do that, we discussed it. Next, we'll jump in and understanding the different types of charts that are available in Power BI. Line chart, these are the various charts that are available. Apart from this, we have some more charts are available in Power BI desktop. We'll start with understanding what is a line chart and area chart. So what is a line chart and what is area chart? Any idea? So I think during school time, you would have studied all these things, right? So the forget about clustered column chart. Maybe bar and column chart, table visual, matrix visual might be famous. Scatter plots also in school time you would have studied. And pie chart is a very common chart. And rest of them maybe you are quite new one to this one. Anyhow, let us go through or we'll delve into each and every chart and see when to use which chart and when not to use which chart. Okay. And first of all, what is a line chart? The line chart is nothing but the series of data points connected by straight lines. Series of data. So once you plot the data on x-axis and the y-axis, so you will when you once you plot the data in the chart, and if you connect it by a straight line, that is called your line chart. For example, in the x-axis, in this case, we plotted the years, and the y-axis we plotted the amount or revenue in dollars. Okay, and if you see a dot will be there, but if you connect these dots, that is what your straight line, right? That is what is called a line chart. The line chart can have one or many lines. So here you can see 3 lines are there, right? So orange and kind of red or red color and blue color. You can have one or many lines, but if you have too many lines also cluttered, you cannot make out the patterns. Okay. So in this case, the each line corresponds to the category. So for example, in the apparel segment, how much sales we made. In this case, the cosmetic segment, how much sales we made. And here, the red color one is, let's say in the electronics segment or the category, how much sales we made. So three different categories. What is the trend or pattern? We can see that all the 3 categories, in 2014 is going up. But in 2013, this specific category, we could see a dip, but now it is picking up, right? There is a valley here and there is a peak here. So it went to peak and suddenly you need to understand. So now we understood quickly in 2014, overall, all the categories which we select are really good, right? We can make out quickly. But why it went to peak compared to other two categories? Why it so we could see a value here. Maybe this time we would have given huge discount. Hence, the sales might be more. So in 2013, you might have increased the price. Hence, you could see a value here. In 2014, after you optimize the price, so only when you plot the data in charts, this is very crucial. You will get to know that where you need to focus more. See, in this case, red color, it is pretty interesting. It is not that always down, right? And it went to peak. That means there is a potential. There is a potential for this categories. We can get more number of customers, but we could see something wrong here. Maybe some seasonal thing, but it is a year on year, right? Year on year. So each year has a season. It doesn't mean 2012 only season, right? So there are some issues here. So maybe when you take a deep dive, you will get to know that, oh man, in 2013, we have increased the price. Hence, the sales fall, we could see a dip in sales on 2013 or the revenue, right? So only when you monitor it constantly, you will get to know that where the problem is. So once you do the root cause analysis, and if you find out, hey, there is a problem with the price, man, you increase the price and it went down. And then when you start work on the price by optimizing the price, you can see the increment in the sales. There is an increase in sales. But if you don't see the chart at all, what will happen? You blindly give more discount. So, but suddenly if you increase the price, so what has happened? You do not know. You have no clue. So if you continuously, if you don't make change the prices, you can see a straight line here, right? Flat straight line. Then your business is down. So since you are monitoring it on year or quarter on quarter, month on month, and when you fine tune your strategy, obviously you can see a jump in sales here. Okay. Next question is, when can I use a line chart to compare trends over time? Usually in the x-axis, in the case of line chart, we plot the time or year or month or the time based data here. Okay. Okay, over a time, if you want to find trends, basically trends, line chart is related to the term trend. So if you want to see the trend, and also to show the trends in how sales value change over the years, it makes sense, that kind of situation, using the line chart, okay? Or you can also use a area chart, not much difference between line and area chart. So if you want to compare a view and compare the volume trend over a time series, right, then you can go for line chart, that kind of situations you can do that. And when not to use the line chart, more data series. Here only 3 data series or 3 categories. If you have 25 categories or 20 categories, in that kind of situation, a line chart is not your best friend. You need to use some other chart, which we'll see it little later. Next one is area chart. Area chart is also like your line chart. Okay, the only difference is between the x-axis and the line, and the lines, right, filled with the color. Look at this one and this line filled with colors. Okay, so in this case, the trends are reduced at a glance, right? The comparisons between data series are quick to make, but if you have especially more number of categories, right, difficult to make comparisons. But here, since the color has been filled between the line and the x-axis, you can quickly compare the differences between various categories also. Okay, and it is useful for representing different data series. Okay, that doesn't mean you can use as many data series. The same rule is applicable here also. If you have too many data series, don't go for area chart also. But it is pretty much helpful in comparing, right? So look at because different colors to comparing, for making the comparisons between the data sets quick, right? In that kind of situation, you can go for area chart. Otherwise, not much difference between area and line chart. Even the case of yes, Soumya, if you want to compare the trends, you can go for the area chart. Okay, next question is, okay, so before we proceed to the next question, let's see what is stacked area chart. It is same as, here also same thing. Here the categories are stacked one over the other, not much difference, okay? And but we will discuss about the stacked chart little later, okay? So here it will show you mm, the part to the whole relationship in the case of stacked. Remember that in the case of stacked chart, so we are going to find out the part to whole relationship, okay? Anyhow, I'll explain it later. Don't worry. Okay. So next one is the bar and column chart. It is what's best for comparing the data values across categories. Let's say you have 3 categories, and each year you want to compare the categories side by side. In that kind of situation, you can either go for the bar chart or the column chart. So this is called your bar chart. This is called your column chart. In the case of column chart, the rectangles will be displayed vertically, whereas in the case of bar chart, the rectangles are displayed horizontally. Why there are 2 different types of chart here, right? The reason is if the the categorical values, whatever you plotted in the x-axis, if that is a pretty small thing, right? So 2011, 12, 13, just 4 digits only, right? So in that kind of situation, you can go for column chart. Supposing you are the categorical values that you plotted, if that is too lengthy, and if you use the column chart, it will get overlap, right? So this value and this value will be displayed together, or sometimes it may overlap with each other. Still, with the options, you can make changes, but it is always good if the length of the categorical value is too high, better you can go for bar chart. Okay. So that is the difference between these two. Otherwise, both of them are same. The only difference is bar chart is horizontal, whereas the column chart is vertical. Here, yeah, so if you want to compare the categories side by side, either you can go for bar chart or column chart. Okay, that's all, not much difference. In Power BI, okay, so now let us compare the line chart and bar chart. So bar chart, if you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for the bar chart or column chart. Line chart, anything related to time. Okay, you want to compare the sales, amongst the quarters or months, right? So then you can go for the trends. If you want to compare the trend over a period of time, anything with time-based thing, then you can go for the line chart or the area chart. So in Power BI, when we look at the report file, where is that report file? It takes a lot of time to launch it. 1 second, let me relaunch it. Let me do one thing. I will open up. One second. I'll just check data visualization. Part 1. Just open it. You will find something in the just beneath the visualization pane. You will find 6 type of charts, and each pair, which means that 2, 2, 2, right? Each pair is related to different categories. The first pair is a stacked chart, second pair is clustered chart, and third pair is 100% stacked. And but in each pair, you have bar and column charts are available. One second. Let's give few moments for the system to launch the tool. Running short of space in my C drive. Oh, good. So I just click on the report view. By default, it will be in the report view only. Look here, this is our visualization pane. In this visualization pane, we can see a lot of charts here, right? And I'm talking about the first set, this one. Okay, the first pair, second pair, third pair. The first pair is called a stacked chart. Second one is clustered chart, clustered column chart. Okay, this is the stacked or the stacked chart, clustered chart, and 100% stacked chart. You can say that way. Okay. And what is the difference between each pair? So in each pair, you can see the bar chart and column chart is available. Okay. But in the case of stacked chart, right? In the case of stacked chart, so each rectangles are stacked one over the other. Okay, each rectangle stacked one over the other. One second. If you see here, yeah, this is what I'm saying. Each rectangle, so this is one category, right? So this is appliances, apparel, and technology. Each category related rectangle stacked one over the other. Look here also the same thing, right? So one rectangle, this rectangle sitting on top of this one, this rectangle sitting on top of this one. This is called your stacked bar chart. This is your stacked column chart. Okay, in the case of stacked chart, we are comparing part to the whole. Instead of comparing the categories side by side, if you want to compare the categories, then you can go for clustered column chart or clustered bar chart. But if you want to compare the part to whole relationship, for example, in this case, the blue colored one, let's say appliances. And if you compare the whole, the appliances share is more, revenue share is more. Okay, that is how you need to compare. Okay, part to whole relationship you want to find out, then you can go for stack chart. It works best for comparing data values across categories. That is for your clustered column chart. This is your stack chart. Okay, part to whole relationship you want to find out, you can use it. And if you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for this type of chart, clustered chart. Even in the case of cluster, there is something called bar and column chart. In the case of stacked also bar and column, but sorry, ignore this one. So part to whole relationship you want to compare, then you can go for this one. The next one is the 100%. The next pair is the last pair. So this is the first pair is stacked chart. Second pair is your clustered chart. Third pair is your 100% stacked chart. In this case, if you see here, yeah. So what is the difference between 100% stacked and this one, right? I'll just show you here. Even this also stacked chart. I just selected it. And in this case, I dropped the category column. So you can see the tick mark next to the table name, right? So when you select any visual, I'll just plot it new one for your understanding. I'll just delete this. And then I'll just put it here. And if I drag the category and drop it inside the visual, and then the sales amount, if I drop it here, it will be like this. But this is like your clustered column chart. And here, if I put something like, segment. Okay. I just dropped all the three columns directly into this visual. Or what you can do is, you can see on the right side, just beneath the visualization pane, you can see the x-axis, y-axis, all the things, right? In the x-axis, you can drag and drop the category here, the column. And the sales column, you can drag and drop it here also, instead of dragging and dropping it directly here. But it is pretty straightforward. Those of you are completely new one to the reporting tool, it's pretty straightforward. It automatically drags and it drops the columns in the appropriate field here. So in the x-axis, the category column got dropped and the sales column got dropped here. As I told you, in Power BI, if you drag and drop any numerical column, it applies the sum by default. And then the segment also I dropped. So it automatically got copied into the legend field. That's all, right? So you can see that each rectangle is stacked one over the other. The first one is customer and corporate and home office. Each rectangle stacked one over the other. And you can compare the part to whole relationship with stacked chart. So now the question is, okay, this is my stacked column chart. When you, if you want to convert this to horizontal chart, you just click on stacked bar chart. And again, if you click on it, it will become your column chart. So now you understood what is bar and column chart. Bar is horizontal, column is vertical. The same I copy pasted it here. Both of them are stacked bar chart, but it is 100% stacked chart. 100% stacked bar chart or column chart. So what is this 100%? What is the difference between these two? The difference is it converts everything in terms of percentages. Here, if you hover the cursor here, you can sum of sales, how much sales we made in consumer, how much sales we made in corporate segment, and so on. But whereas here, it gives me the percentage also. What percent out of 100%, how much percentage of sales we made in consumer, how much percentage we made in corporate, how much percentage we made in home office. Instead of displaying the values alone, it goes by the percentages. It displays the values, each segment's values in terms of percentages. Hence, if you see the height of all the stack charts are same, but whereas the, with the height of each rectangle, you can find out, right? Which one's contribution. So here 51%, 52%, here 51%, the consumer segment, and here also consumer segment, but in each category, by segment, what is the percentage of contribution? If somebody is asking you, can you tell me what is the percentage of contribution by consumer segment? That kind of situation, you can rely on this kind of chart. But in net, the stack charts are helpful to, to compare the part to whole relationship. Whereas the clustered charts are something like clustered charts, right? The same thing, I'll just show you. So in that case, you need to, for example, this is your clustered column chart. You can use clustered column chart or other thing. Here also the same thing. Category and sales. And if you want to see that, you can click on it. You can see in segment here. I just drop this segment also here. Look here, in each category, we have 3 segments, right? 3 segments are there. We want to see in each category, in which segment we sold more. In the consumer segment, the sale is more. That is what we can see it. So in this case, it helps us to compare the relationship. Sorry, it helps us to compare the values of different categories. Across categories, we want to compare the sales, then these kind of charts are really helpful. Okay, so now you understood. If you want to compare the values of across, if you want to compare the sales across categories, or if you want to compare any values across categories, then you can go for cluster chart. In the case of stack chart, if you want to compare the part to relation, then you can go for this one. Okay, so now you understood with this simple example, these 3 pairs of charts. The first row, just beneath the visualization, we could see the different types of charts, the bar chart, stacked chart, and clustered chart. and then we have 100% stack chart. In each type, we have a pair, right? So here you have bar and column, bar and column, bar and column. That is the difference between these things. They'll ask you in the interview this question, okay? And so there are students, they recorded the interviews with the employers. They sent it to me. I could see that, these kind of simple questions also they asked. What is the difference with stacked chart and clustered chart? Stack chart, you can use it to compare the part to whole relationship, whereas the clustered chart, you can use it to compare the values across the categories side by side. Okay. 100% is, instead of displaying the values as it is, you can display the values in terms of percentages. Hence, the height of all the rectangles are same. But if you see the values, right, it'll be differing here. So we are done with the bar chart and what is that, Deepa? Okay, yeah. So the percentage stack chart, the percentage column chart with aggregated values as percentage. It displays the aggregated values as percentage. Okay, rather than displaying the values as it is. Look here. You see here, the sum of sales, it shows 51.7%. But can you see the same thing? Both of them are stacked chart, column chart. But here it is 100%, but stacked chart. This is just a plain stacked chart. So sum of sales is 22 lakh something, and but here it is not giving me the percentage, whereas here along with the value we can see the percentage based on the percentage. Right? We can also say percentage column chart. Instead of saying percentage stacked chart, you can say percentage chart, percentage column chart or bar chart. We can say that. Okay. So all the bars are at this, having the same length. Okay. That is the one thing you need to remember it in the case of 100% stack chart. So when to use, the interview they'll ask you when to use stack versus column. Stack chart is to show the ratio between total and its parts. Or if you want to compare the part to whole relationship, then you can go for the stack chart. Cluster charts allows all data points to be compared. Okay, so if you want to compare the different categories side by side, then you can go for this. Next one is the combo chart, is very interesting one. In this case, as the name suggests, combination chart. Okay, it combines the chart, the column chart as well as the line chart. It can have one or two y-axis. In the case of combo charts, it will have one or two y-axis. When can I use it? When you have a line and a column chart with the same x-axis. The x-axis is common for two different y values. Then you can go for combo charts. You can compare multiple ranges of different measures. I'll just show you the combo charts here. I just rename it as combo chart. Even I delete this one. Look here, just beneath the visualizations pane, we will find something like, the combo chart. Line and stacked column chart, line and clustered. I just select the line and clustered column chart. I just resize this one so that it will be more visible to you all. And in this case, I just go over here and I have a date, dim date. I just do one thing. I just drop the quarter here in the y-axis. Let me just check whether the relationship has been done between these two things. And here dim date and says, yeah, it's correct only. Okay, and why it shows only one thing here, quarter. Okay, let me go to the data view and we'll check whether we are using the, yeah, everything is correct. In the sales W04, correct. This is in date data type. Okay, cool. And okay, instead of quarter, we will use the month. Okay, I will just use the month here. You just select the click on the checkbox here, automatically get dropped here. But the problem here is if you see a sum of month, it does the month, right? We don't want this sum. Actually, this one's supposed to come in the x-axis. You just drag this from here to here. So in this case, if you drag and drop it directly, that confusion is happening. And here the month, what I'm going to do is, sorry, here instead of using this one, I will just remove this one. Click on the cross month name, you can drop in the x-axis. Okay, in the y-axis, I just drop the sales amount. Each one, what is the sales? You can see that here. I told you it is a combination chart, but currently what we are saying is your column chart, clustered column chart. Okay, clustered column. Though we can see that the line and clustered column chart got highlighted. There is a rectangle. You can see it, right? That means, see, if I click on the empty space here, the visual, nothing is showing. If you want to understand what visualization is that, you need to click on the visual here and then look at the right side just beneath the visual. So this one got highlighted. And that means this is not a column chart, this is a combo chart. Line and clustered column chart. Okay, and next one is I want to use the combo chart. I want to use a line chart. This is your column chart. Along with I want to use a line chart. And here I just drop the profit in the line chart. You see a line along with the column. Can you see the line here? Yes. Line along with the thing. And here what I do is instead of month, right? Better let me use quarter here so that we will not have so many things. And each quarter you can see that there is a constant continuous increase in the sales. Yes, and if you over the cursor here 17 lakh 31 lakh 38 lakh, you can see the increase in sales. And this is your profit. This line is your profit, and you can go to the format your visual button here. If you click on it, and x-axis is on here and y-axis is on here. Okay, and the legend is on. And if you want the legend, you can have it, or you can remove it. Okay, so but with this, we can understand the green colors or your total sales. The blue, dark blue, indigo color, or navy blue is your sum of profit, right? Profit. Let it be there for the time being. And the markers, if you want to enable markers, you can toggle this on. Look here, the circles are displayed. Otherwise, nothing will get displayed. Want to get to know the exact value here, the markers, you can enable the markers. And if you want to display the data also along with that, you can click on the, this thing, right? Toggle this on. If you click on it one more time, toggle this off. One more time when you click on it, toggle on. So you can see the values also displayed along with the line and the rectangles. And it is displaying it, but it is not that much visible. You can, you can go and search it font. Okay, you don't have to go and look for each and everything where the font is available. Simply type font here. That search feature is really helpful. And you can see Segoe UI, this is the font is used, and I'm going to increase the size of it. See, in this case, what happened? X-axis value. So this value is quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That is the one getting increased. And you need to y-axis. Okay, we need to increase this one. This is for your y-axis. And what about the legend data labels? 1 second. Yeah, the font for the text also will increase it. Title and data labels. Yeah, this is what your data series labels on. Look here, when I enable the series labels, you can see the two y-axis, right, values here. If I, if I toggle this off, no. Okay, sum of profit. So this one is related to your sum of profit. Here you have sum of sales. Okay, two y-axis, we can see that values. the sum of profit and sum of sales shares the common x-axis, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So in that kind of situation, you can use the combo chart. I want to increase this font size, and let me just check. And here the x-axis and then the title. You can enable the title also. So when you give the title, look here, the title is on. The x-axis title. This is your x-axis title. This is obviously it is required, right? What is 1, 2, 3, 4? Month 1, month 2, month 3, 4, or quarter, right? So you need to enable the title for x-axis. And y-axis also have the title. You can toggle this on. So that sum of sales is displayed here. Okay, here the sum of sales, this is the sum of profit. You can click on bold so that it will be more prominent, right? So you can increase the size of that one, sum of sales. And next one is secondary y-axis. Toggle this on. It is already displayed. Values, everything is good. And I just in a sum of profit. Okay, secondary. Okay, this series is different. Okay, this one is related to this line. Okay, sum of profit. You know, this is the one shows your y-axis title. Okay, data labels on and values. Any expand the values. Okay, in the data labels. This is where we need to increase the. You can increase the value. You know, for the each labels. Okay, data labels values. To increase this font size, this is where you need to increase it. Okay. No. Correlation. There is a question. Can we use combo chart? Find out the correlation. But no. Here we cannot use it. We can use the combo chart for this kind of thing. Both the y-axis values are sharing the same axis. You can use it. With this, you cannot find out the correlation. Okay, whether. But one, but simple thing is common sense. Yeah, it tells us quickly. Yes, as the quarter, as the for each quarter, we can see an increase. But we cannot say, as the quarter increases, the sales also increase. We cannot say, right? As the quarter increases, not necessarily. There are some situations quarter 4, maybe we underperformed compared to previous quarter. So we cannot say the correlation. If you want to compare the correlation between two numerical values, you need to scatter plot, not this one. Okay. But in this case, the quarter is a categorical value. This is a text. In the case of scatter plot, correlation, if you want to find out the correlation, one of the prerequisites is both the columns are supposed to be numerical. Here we have a mix of text as well as numerical. Though it is a number value, quarter is a categorical value. It's a text data. Got it? So we were able to increase the font size. Okay, I'm going to make it bold so that it will be prominent. And what else? You can make it bold for this one also. And title. So here we have the title. Okay, what you do is I just click on the cross here and then click on the general and then title is on by default. Sum of sales and the sum of profit by code, but it is not that looks good, the title. What I will do is I will just total sales. And profit by quarter. I just give the decent title name and then I just enable it bold and then heading 3 and then you can increase the font size for that one also and then make it bold. Why bold is not okay? Here the text color I'll make it white. It will not be visible at all. And then the text color and then background color I will give something like let's say black color. Okay, and then I just click on the center alignment. So now you can see the center. The title is displayed in the central place. And here I just increase the font size a little more. Total sales. Here there is a typo. Total, not double L. Total sales and profit by quarter. That's all, guys. So now you understood what is the composite. Yes, if you want the border, yes, you can change it the border also, Soumya. You just go and type border, visual border, you can enable it on. But here, usually what we do is in the visual border, rounded corners. If you want a rounded corner from the aesthetic point of view, you just slide this slightly towards the right side, so that instead of rectangle one, look here, the corner is rounded little bit. From the aesthetic point, looks good, right? You can use it this way. So this is pretty much about the combo chart. Next one is scatter plot and bubble chart. Your favorite topic, scatter plot and bubble chart. Then click on the this one, the scroller bar that is available here. You can move the page also from one place to another place. Look here, now the combo chart is available next to the stack chart, so that you can compare, you can practice it by looking at my report file if I share it, right? Okay, next one is I'm going to right click on it, and then okay, here we don't have anything, and I'm going to click on, okay, let me do one thing, page 2, page 3. Okay, we have some more charts are there here. Okay, I'll create another thing. Here I'm going to create a scatter chart, scatter plot. Okay, so this is what your scatter plot. Okay, Soumya asked a question, sir. Here we have not yet done the combo chart itself, because I could see a lot of things. Yeah, then in the combo chart, there are two types here, right? One is the stacked, other one is clustered columns. As I told you, stacked chart, you can use it to compare the part to whole, or if you want to compare the categories side by side, then you can go for the column chart. The same principle is applicable here also. Okay. Otherwise, not much difference. Okay. Got it? Yeah. Next one is the scatter chart. Using scatter chart, you can find out the correlation between two quantitative variable or two numerical variable. Look here, the moment when I clicked on the scattered chart here, it got dropped here automatically on the left side in your report canvas. Okay, so but this scattered chart got filled with some values, right? Some circle here, which means the moment when you click on any chart in Power BI, what happens is it creates a dummy chart with some dummy values. Okay, so that you will get an idea about how the chart looks like once you populate the data. Okay. So we are yet to populate the data. This is empty chart. What I will do is I just go over here and then the sales in. So I told you scatter plot is used to compare two quantitative variable. So what I do is I just say sales and profit. I just drag and drop the sales and profit directly. See, sum of sales in x-axis and sum of profit in y-axis, let it be there. In the values field, I just put something like a region. We'll drop the region here. You can see many, charts, many circles are there, right? And fine. And then the legend. Apart from this, we have another thing is also a legend, right? And I just drop this segment.
लावतो लाईव्ह चालू रे 6 वाजताच होते यार माझ्या लक्ष ते बॅटरीचं दांडा बसून ते
So in the legend, I drop the segment here, okay? And if you see the size here, I just drop the sales here. Okay, now we can see that the size of each one got increased. So now in the size, okay, in the x-axis, so in the values, I dropped the region, in the x-axis. So here you don't have to drop each and everything. You just drag and drop it directly into the visual. Or if you are pretty clear, you can drag and drop. So you know very well in the scatter plot, we are comparing the two numeric values. Hence, I know very well, right? I just drop the numeric or quantity column in the x-axis, another quantity column in the y-axis, the legend segment, and the values region. That's all, guys. The size, if you want to, so here the size displays the size is nothing but in this case sales values. Each so this is called a bubble chart. Okay, bubble chart. In the case of bubble chart, you can compare three quantitative variables also. Okay, So in this case, in the bubble chart, the size of each bubble is directly proportional to the value. Higher the sales, bigger the, look here, bigger the bubble, which means higher the sales. Higher the sales. And guys, don't worry, okay, I will not run away. Have some patience to watch this one, okay? Fine, got it? See, this is, you don't need a training at all for this. One's a very simple one, but still, right? Don't rush or don't panic, okay? So here, and the other beauty of Corbase, you are saying a play axis. Here, what I do is I just go and drop the year play axis. You can get the, you will get the animated view here. Look here, 2014. You can see the icon, right? The record icon, play icon. When I click on it, it will play. And if I pass it 2011, so we have 2011 to 2014 data are there. And if you play it and pass it, for example, if you want to view only the 2012, you pass it. And again play it, pass it 2013, right? It displays that. And then again, if you play it 2014. So 2011, 12, 13, 14, each year, what this is, right? Once you play it, you can quickly compare, right? So each year, what is it? So you can get the animated view also. As I shown you previously in the combination chart, with this format option visual, you can give the nice title. You can, you can just give the meaningful name for the title. And then you can center it and use the different background and foreground, and give the x-axis and y-axis column names. Title, just simply type title instead of going and checking it each and everything. See, in the software industry, they expect the speed also. You need to complete the task well ahead of the time. At the same time, error should be less. The y-axis title is, I show the title only. And here also I'm going to increase the font size. Sorry, increase the font size and make it bold. Okay, sum of profit, right? And here, the x-axis title. This is what your x-axis title, and here it is. Yeah, it is supposed to display here. And sorry, the y-axis title auto show title only. Okay, here is not getting display. Okay, title segment. Yeah, sum of sales. Okay, and next one is the subtitle is off and spacing. You can leave the spacing also, one place to another one, right? You can leave space also. I'm going to use the default one. I don't want to get confused with that one. I'm going to play it again. Look here, I just paused it 2012, and again I play it 2013. Okay, so that's all. So you can give the animated effect also, pretty simple common sense that is. But here, one thing what you need to understand is, now we want to compare the sales. Look here, this is the x-axis. This is what I was searching it, right? Since I enable the play button here, instead of displaying it, it's displaying it here. Okay, so we want to compare the correlation between the sales and profit. Okay, so whether any relationship or correlation exists between the sales and profit. As the sales increases, does the profit also increase? That's a common phenomenon, obviously, right? When the sales increase, obviously the profit should also be more. But there are cases to onboard the customer, like Zepto, right? They give some pre-shipment for the first 4 orders. They don't charge. In that case, it will negatively impact their profitability, right? Zero margin will be selling it somewhere. It doesn't mean if the sales is more, profit is always more, but that's a common phenomenon. As the sales are more, profit is more. There are cases, exceptional cases. Even though the sales is more, the profit is not much, right? So, okay. So correlation, there exists a correlation between the numerical or the quantitative value, sales and profit. As the sales increase, the profit also increases. Got it? So similarly, you can do all the time. And in this case, if you want the legend, you can give it, let it be there, let the legend be there, so that they can make out quickly what each thing is. And apart from this, if I go to the format your usual, and if I go down here, Yes, so not that one. When it comes to the scatter plot, you will find an additional feature called add further analysis to. This is not available for all the visuals. In the case of scatter plot, this is available here. If you click on it here, and if you scroll down here and average line, I'm going to show you this one, average line. Settings to apply settings to add line, and here the series, sum of sales and line, and okay. So next, so this is for sales, right? The sales is, the average sales is here. I'm going to add another line, and the first line is your sum of sales, and second line I'm going to make it profit, sum of profit. So this is your profit. Can you all see it here? This line is related to average profit. If you take the average, it will be in the middle, right? And similarly, sum of sales. If you take the average, it should be there somewhere, but it is skewed somewhere here. Okay. Not necessarily always the average should be in the middle, but in this case, it is somewhere here. And now what did I do? I just went to the analysis tab. I just clicked on it, and I just scrolled down. I just expanded the average line. Here, you have something add line. When I clicked on add line, something came up, and the series I selected sum of profit. First time I selected sum of sales, so that it displayed the sum of sales here, the average sales. Okay, average sales. Here, don't get confused with the name. Okay, the series name is sum of sales, but here average, right? Average line. This is average sales, average profit. Okay, where it intersects, somewhere it intersects. The sales and profit is interact somewhere, they intersect somewhere here. But when you hover the cursor here, look here, when you hover the cursor here, in the south region, corporate segment, the sales is how much? 146K. The profit is 10,000. 146K. Sales we made 1,46,000, but the profit is just 10,000 only, approximately. And if I scroll down here, here 1,46,000, here 1,47,000. See, there is an interesting pattern here or trend here, right? Though this sales in Southeast Asia is more, 1,47,000 compared to 1,46,000, the profitability is just 5,000 only, whereas the profit is more here. This requires further analysis, right? So when the manager or the top guy, CEO of the company, when they look at this chart, when they hold the cursor, they'll ask you a lot of questions. Why in 2014, in South and Southeast Asia, we could see that the sales is almost similar, but in the Southeast Asia, it is slightly more than my South region sales, the corporate segment, but the profitability is less here, 5,000. Why it is? Right, it is below average. Below the profit is, what is the profit? The average profit is here, this line. Okay, so anything below this line is less than average profit. But there is an interesting pattern. It requires further. Again, you need to do some analysis. Okay, why the profit went down? So maybe the customers would have returned the items, right? Many more number of customers, they returned the items, whatever they purchased. That could be one reason. Okay, or maybe your profitability margin is not that high. See, not necessarily all the products you will get more profit, right? Maybe the product cost is high, but the margin is less. There are some cases. You have seen it. Right? So this line helps us to understand in which region and which segment we got below average profit, above average profit, below average, anything on the left side to this line, below average sales, below average here, below average sales, below average profit. That is what we can see, that in the consumer Caribbean is how much? 46,000 in the region, and 46,000 we made sales. Here 48,000. Yeah, very good. But here 45,000 home office, whereas it is 46,000 but 5,294. So home office, again with the segment, right? Home office, the profitability is more, whereas in the consumer segment, the profitability less. But the locations are the Caribbean and Africa. Maybe each region, the tax rates are different, right? Some benefits will be there in different countries, different policies. A lot of things are there, right? So these are the interesting things. So below average profit and the sales, which all regions we made sale. It gives us the different regions thing, right? Snapshot. And here it gives you in this quadrant, just above this line. So you can see that this one is really good. In central region, consumer segment, the profit is 38,000. We made sales 4,19,000, and sales is more, profit is more. It's all, the central region. The average, it is above the average sales and above the average profit. We did a great job in 2014. Similarly, when you play the button in 2013, if you pause it, the same thing you can see the central region. So, right. So there is a correlation. But one thing is very clear: the correlation between these two numerical values are positive. As the number of, the number of sales increases, obviously the profit is also increases. Here the sales is less, the profit is less as the most. But here there are some exceptions. The sales is more. See, this is very, very unfair. 1,06,000, the profit is just 814 only. Maybe data problem. Your data is not having the correct information. Maybe data issue, or the other reason could be lot of returns, or maybe some other factors. The profit margin is very less, but you did not put the optimum. You underpriced it, maybe. So now we understood scatter plot. I just renamed this page as scatter plot. Okay. Got it. So you can refer. I just drag this and drop it next to the combo chart, and so that when I share this visual scatter plot, you can see it here. I just save this. So I'm done with the today we discussed about the line chart, and so first of all we discussed what is data visualization, why it is important. With examples I have explained you, and we proceeded with looking at what is the difference between line chart and area chart, and how to plot the line chart. Line chart is very simple. You just click on this is your line chart. Click on the line chart, and then you drag and drop. So make sure that in the x-axis you're using time, either month or quarter or year. Okay, that's all. The y-axis you drop the numeric values. It could be a revenue, or it could be margin, or it could be some numerical column. Okay, quantitative column. Right, that's all. It gives you the dots here. But in this case, secondary y-axis, I just dragged and dropped the order ID column, so that number of orders, how much we received it. You can compare the number of sales and how much order also we received it. But here we can see that here also you can find out the trend over a period of time, along with the number of orders and the sales also, right? So here you can see that as the 365 orders we received it, 497. As the number of orders increases, the sales should also be more, but here there is an exception. You look here, 441, here 365. Yeah, obviously correct. More the orders we receive it, obviously the sales also more, the revenue also in general more. That is the one. I put it in excess here. You will not find this in YouTube. How to use secondary axis? In the secondary axis, I've used the count of how many orders we received it, right? And we can see that the trend also. We can see that we can see an increase or decrease or dip in number of orders we received. Okay. And the legend, sum of profit, everything. I just tool tips. We have some more tool tips. What are the tool tips? When you hover the cursor here, you can see the black color rectangled one, right? The July sum of sales. The black colored rectangle one is nothing but tool tip. It displays. For sometimes what will happen is, if you keep the cursor on top of this or hover the cursor on top of this, it gives you very clear picture, right? Sum of sales, how much total sales we made here, It gives you detailed information. How much order we said, this one also it gives us, right? How much order we received it, how much sales we made, how much profit we made. All these three information, one shot, we can find it here, right? So that is the differentiation between this training program and the YouTube videos, okay? Free videos. So here we went one step ahead and we explored what is secondary y-axis, all the things. And then we are able to understand what is tooltips and how we can find out the value. Look here, we have two y-axis, right? Sum of sales and count of order ID, two y-axis. In the case of combination chart, here also we can have two y-axis. The two y-axis shares the common x-axis. This is called a secondary y-axis. Now I showed you with this example what I know how to what values needs to be plotted in secondary y-axis. Okay. So okay. Now I'm going to wrap up the session because here it is raining like hell. Okay, and I need to go outside.